everybody. Welcome back to the MetaStellar YouTube channel. My name is Maria Korolov. I am the editor of MetaStellar. And with me today is one of our writers, Terrence Smith, and he is here to talk about a new video game that he's been playing, which is which is a little bit unusual for a video game if you're used to video games where you kind of shoot people. And pew, pew, pew. Yeah. So so he's going to talk a little bit about the game, and we're going to show you some footage from his playthrough of it. And then we're going to post a link to all of Terrence's online links and websites, etc., as well as to the game in a description below, and a link to the full playthrough video on his YouTube channel. So if you're into spending hours watching somebody else play a slow-paced, deliberate, thoughtful game, you can go there and check that out. All right, Terrence, thank you for joining me this beautiful summer day and spending it on Zoom with me instead of out there enjoying the beautiful weather I see behind you.
No problem.
So tell us about the game.
Okay, so the game I've been playing, it's called Tell Me Why. It was developed by a company called Don't Nod, which may sound familiar to you since that company developed the Life is Strange video games, as well as the cyberpunk action game called Remember Me, which sadly I don't hear a lot of people talking about, but
Yeah,
that's
I've never heard
conversation for.
Yeah, I've never heard of any of these games. What genre of game are they in?
Well, the game Remember Me, that's more of an action adventure game, and the Life is Strange games and Tell Me Why are more in the vein of your classic point and click adventure games where you're exploring environments, solving puzzles, and interacting with characters. And the thing that interested me about this game was that one, stars two twins who have a telekinetic bond with
Telekinetic or telepathic?
plays out into the gameplay. And second, one of the protagonists is transgender. So I was very curious to kind of live the experiences of a transgender individual to help myself become a better ally to the transgender community. One of the things I like about video games is that, like books, they give you the opportunity to take a walk in someone else's shoes to see the world from their point of view.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I want to talk more about that. But before we do that, you said telekinetic bond. Do you mean telekinetic or telepathic?
Telepathic. I think
Oh,
telekinetic is like lifting objects with your mind.
yeah, it sounds like you throw stuff back and
two
forth
characters,
with like brain power.
Telepathic, which means they can. These two characters, they can talk to each other through their minds. So when a character's in one space and a character and the twin is not far off, then they can talk to each other. And one other gift that they have is that they have the ability to sense places where certain memories have. So basically what they're able to do is they're able to project a memory onto their environment to get a better look at it. It's almost like how with that Microsoft HoloLens, those augmented reality glasses, they project characters and things onto the environment. Well,
So their own memories or the memories of like suspects?
their own memories,
Oh, okay.
they're able to observe events from their childhood, because the main mystery of this game is that they wound up getting separated because of a tragedy that happened in their childhood. And now that they've returned to their hometown in Alaska to sell their mother's old house, they're trying to figure out exactly what happened that night and why it happened. And as characters talk to the residents of the town, it seems like everyone has something to hide. So it seems like something more happened than the characters are letting on. And you get to a point where it indicates that there may be a more sinister or supernatural element at play here, but I won't spoil that for anyone who's curious.
I see you brought a clip to show us of you playing the game. Can you tell us a little bit about the clip that our audience is going to see?
Well, the clip that you're going to see is that the two characters, they're in the general store in their hometown, and what they want to do is try to extract some information from the owner's wife about encounters their mother had with her. So they're going through the location. They're using their powers to try to detect where certain events they remember happened and are projecting those memories to try to figure out what happened and how it could help them.
All right. So here we go. This is a clip from the game. Okay, I've forgotten the name of the game. What's the name of the game again?
The game is called Tell Me Why.
Tell me why. Right, right. Okay. All right,
Tell
everybody.
me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Please don't sue us, YouTube.
All right. So this is a clip from the game Tell Me Why.
Here we are.
Kids keep pestering me for these candies. They're so expensive.
I'll just grab a bag. It's fine.
Oh no, I can't, Tessa.
It's nothing.
Okay. But write it down in your little notebook.
Okay, okay. Whatever you want. There. Happy?
Yes. And I'll be by on Wednesday to help you close, like I promised.
Tessa acted like she was Marianne's mom sometimes.
I think you mean Tessa was self-righteous and treated Marianne like a charity case.
She was trying to help.
We should go find that notebook she was holding. Pretty sure I saw one marked 2004 in the office closet earlier.
Okay, now we'll watch that clip. How long of a game is it? How long do should people expect to take to play through?
Well, the first chapter, there were 3 chapters in the game, and the first chapter took roughly 7 hours
Oh,
to
wow.
complete. And there are 2 more chapters, and you can play the first chapter for free now. The first chapter is completely free on Steam. So if you play that and if you like it, you can purchase the following 2 chapters.
So how much do the chapters cost?
I'm guessing about $5.
Oh, so you're not able to pull it up?
Steam is being very uncooperative now because, of course, the internet's being uncooperative at the worst possible time.
All right. Okay, so I just looked it up, and it looks like all 3 chapters cost $19.99.
For the whole
And
package.
yeah, that's what it looks like. We're going to add the link in the description below. And oh, it says all 3 chapters of Tell Me Why free for June 2021. Oh no.
Yes, it is July
We missed it.
2021.
We missed it.
Yes. Yeah, I was able to get the game for free because it was a promotional sale for Pride Month.
Okay. So let's see. Let's see if I don't know. I can't see if you can buy them separately.
Yeah, I think what you do is you can download the first chapter free, and then you can buy the following 2 chapters as downloadable content.
Doesn't look like that. It looks like you can only buy it as 3 chapters right now.
Huh.
Okay.
That's weird.
I guess the first one used to be free, but the free offer is over, and now it's $20 for all 3 chapters, from what I can tell. If we can find that link,
that
we will
kinda
add it to
sucks.
the description below. All right, in that case, tell people, is it worth $20?
Well, but when I beat the first chapter, it really hit me in the heart guts, and I just want to know what happens next. So as far as I know, it will be worth the $20.
All right. So you definitely get a lot of gameplay time for that money.
Yes. Yeah, you do. And it's a very well-written story. You really feel the bond between the 2 twins in the game, and you really start caring about what happens to these characters as they go along on their journey.
So it's so one thing that I've been thinking about is that this is like a new medium for story writers to write stories for video games.
Yeah.
See, for people my age, I mean, I grew up with video games like Pac-Man, which didn't really have a lot of story behind them. or Donkey Kong, where the story was pretty minimal. And nowadays it's like full on narrative with character arcs and themes and all that other stuff.
Yeah, in this case, like NO's other games, what really pulls a game along the game's narrative and the gameplay mechanics are used to explore the ideas and themes of the game.
Now, can you show us a clip that illustrates like the thematic development or the character development in the game?
Yeah, there's a particularly poignant scene early on in the game where the two twins are just out on the back porch of the old house, and they're trying to air out some of the baggage that they're carrying. It's been a long while since they last saw each other, I think at least 10 years. So they have a lot of catching up, and they have a lot of basically residual baggage that they need to get out in the open. And depending on the choices you make in the game, that's gonna affect how the character's relationship evolves and how it ends up by the story's end.
All right, let's watch.
You've been on edge all day. Is there something more going on with you?
It's nothing.
Pretty sure it's not nothing.
Yeah,
I'd
something.
like us to be on the same page.
I thought we were on the same page. Sell this place as quick as possible and move on.
And then we found the book, and things changed. You really don't get that?
It's just with the way you avoided this place for the last 3 years, I thought you wouldn't want to spend any extra time here.
Oh. So that's what this is about.
Maybe a little. Yeah. It's just... You graduated 3 years ago. And this is the first time we've seen each other in person.
Oh. Yeah, just be straight with her.
It's not that I didn't want to see you. I just wasn't ready to be Tyler in Delos Crossing.
I tried to visit you. I tried to go to your fireweed graduation. I wanted to bake you a crappy boxed cake and take awkwardly posed photos.
I know.
But you shut me out. All I got was non-responses and half-assed evasions.
Look, I didn't want to see anyone. I just started testosterone. And, oh God, I had the worst acne. My emotions were all over the place, and the smells... Allison, the smells... Men smell bad.
No, I've dated a few.
Look,
Yeah,
I
she's right
needed some
about that.
time to figure my shit out before I asked anyone else to try. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Okay, so what's the plan?
So, we have a plan?
Yep. We ask around about Marianne, but we also stick to our repair schedule.
If that's really what you need. All right, deal.
Well, that was food for thought. So do you think that we're going to see more video games in this style? Is this catching on?
Well, I think what we've seen happen in the past decade or so is that story-focused video games have really taken off. We have smaller, more focused narratives out there from independent developers. And we also see in the AAA video games market, like with big franchises like Halo and Mass Effect, they tell these grand overarching narratives with incredibly deep lore, and the characters each have their own arcs that they go through. And for me, part of what makes a video game really appealing, and a big reason that I want to see the game through to the end, is that I'm going on these journeys with these characters, and I want to see where they end up by the story's end.
All right. Have you thought about writing these for these games?
Well, now that you've mentioned it, I do have an idea for what's called a visual novel, which is this video game genre where a story is told through images and text. And I think it would be interesting to see a visual novel out there that's
Is a
based
visual
on
novel?
the,
Is that a comic book?
yeah, it's very similar to a comic book. You have the images and the text, and there are points within the game where you can make decisions that influence where the story branches out.
Kind
One
of like,
notable,
is that kind of like an illustrated choose your own adventure book?
yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
So a choose your own adventure comic book.
Yes,
I would
one,
love to see that.
yes. One
And
of
you're an
those,
artist. You're an artist, right? So you can actually do your own.
yeah, I've done some artwork for my, I was an arts major back in college, and I've done some digital art projects in my own spare time.
Well, I would love to see that. I mean, I would seriously love to see that. We should talk afterwards. And of
Yeah.
course you're working and you're finishing up your first novel, which I've read, by the way. It's awesome. I can't wait to see it published. And oh shoot, I was supposed to copy edit your first chapter. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
get back to
get
work.
right on it. I'm gonna get right on it.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody, it's awesome. It's like it's set in the future, and the main character is like a cross between a frog and a man, and he's got like superpowers, kind of. It's kind of cool. It's very exciting.
Yeah, that's weird. And
there's aliens. That's the important thing. There's aliens.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. And
All right.
I'd like to, before we go, I'd like to plug just one other project I printed independently. This is a book of personal essays from different individuals with different neurotypes. Basically, the experiences of people who live with things like autism, obsessive compulsive disorder. It runs a gamut, and some of the writing in here, it's well, there's just one essay that kind of resonated with me pretty hard. It's from this woman in Virginia who likes to cosplay in her free time, and talks about basically how, okay, first off, do you know what cosplay is?
Yeah, when people dress up in costumes from comic books and movies and video games.
Yes, basically she talks about cosplay has been kind of an outlet for her to help her deal with challenges she faces in her daily life, as well as how basically it's a source of basically empowerment for her.
Is that, do people buy it?
I have a Facebook page, so if you want to order some copies, you can go to there and request a copy for print.
So it's not available on Amazon?
No, not at the moment. I would like
Okay.
to put it on bookshop.org, which supports independent publishers, or not independent publishers, independent bookstores.
All right. Well, if you do get that up, we'll add that link to the description as well.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate you taking time to talk to me today. And for everybody, MetaStellar, we publish original speculative fiction, as well as essays, reprints, excerpts, book reviews, video game reviews, and everything that's related to science fiction, fantasy, and horror. You can support us on Patreon. Our website is completely free, and our entire staff is volunteer. All the money that is donated goes to pay independent authors for original speculative fiction. Well, any kind of author, as long as they write speculative fiction. You can also buy our merch, and all the links are below. And also, if you like this kind of thing, please hit the like button or the subscribe button. That will help support our channel and help make more original speculative fiction possible. Thank you very much, everybody. See you next time.
See ya.